Hello everyone, and welcome back to the SwashBuckleCraft server. Today we're going to build some ships for our upcoming adventure map, which a bit more about the storyline and everything else I will let you guys know of as we figure it out, but not everything, because I do want to still be surprised when it's finished. And also, well, we need to defend our title of tallest house in the shopping district. But anyhow, let's get started. And also, thanks to whoever built this little movie set here. Very useful for intros. Anyhow, let's get into it. And truth be told, this is really the first ship I've built in Minecraft. It's a bit interesting to try and figure out. I hope I did an okay job. But I mean, you want the rear of the ship, for lack of a better term, to be rounded out, which, I mean, the challenge of Minecraft is you can't really make anything that's perfectly round. But I think I did okay. I'd love to make this ship a bit bigger though, because I mean this is just a bit smaller than I was going for this, but that's okay. But anyhow, this one comes together nicely. Got a little sail there. Could use some detailing, we'll worry about that later. What we're gonna go ahead and do now is, remember I mentioned I want to build a bigger ship? That's exactly what we're doing now. So we're gonna give a basic understructure to it, and then we're gonna kind of bring it up around on the edges. Not quite the length we're going for. I think we might want to, yeah, there we go. That's much better. And the only thing left to do is really bring it to a point. But yeah, anyhow, I did mention that this is for a server adventure map that I'm working on. I haven't really decided exactly what we're doing on the adventure map. There are a few different ideas. We're starting with kind of a pirate ship versus merchant ship kind of battle. Main reason is, so back when Hypixel adventure maps were very common, I think this is back in 1.7, I really enjoyed playing them, and one of the first ones I played, the first was the Star Wars theme map. Very, very cool adventure map in my opinion. But one of the first maps I played, you started in a ship that was under attack by a pirate ship, and you had to swim across, defeat the crew of pirates, which were retextured skeletons, and then defeat the boss, and that's how you got through that level near teleport somewhere else. And I really like the idea. I want to go with something similar to that. But I'm also trying to figure out how to tie that in. Thinking maybe doing something time travel themed. But yeah, it could be interesting because, I mean, you have time travel as just viewing time and seeing what's happened in the past, or time travel that can actually affect things in the future. I mean, theoretical things are very, very fascinating to get into. But anyhow, I'm going to go back to the ship now and add a bit more detailing. And yeah. I'm going to add some glass in the captain's quarters. I mean, obviously we could use a bit more in the captain's quarters, but we'll worry about that later. And so we already do have pirates. Oh, hey, there's a polar bear. Well, there was a polar bear. And since we already have some cannons on the edges, I think we want to go ahead and add more cannons, because, I mean, what's a pirate ship without a lot of cannons, right? The more cannons, the better. But anyhow, now that we have the cannons added, let's go ahead and take a look at this. And yeah, remember I mentioned something about that other ship getting more detailing? Yes, it looks amazing, but we'll look at that in a minute. And as you can see here, there's a polar bear. But also we kind of went and added some fence gates in, and yeah, no, I'm very happy with how it's turned out. And I mean, I really think this ship looks quite nice. We went with the black sails because I want it to be a pirate ship, which is kind of darker feel. But since we already used some dark oak on the other ship, I didn't want to use the same material for different ships. But I mean, this also needs a lot more detail. As you can see here, we have it divided into three main different compartments. We have the top deck, and then here we have the mid deck. I don't know the technical term for it. But we have cans down here. We're going to have the kitchen, maybe some storage or some, probably like some hammocks or something for the crew further up. And yeah, then right below this we have a storage area. Not pictured here because it's not too important. But yeah, and then we also have the captain's quarters, as I mentioned earlier. I'd love to see if we could do something else with that. So now let's go ahead and see what we have. Got some beautiful looking lanterns there. And inside the door, there's a polar bear. And a map. And yeah, but overall, I'm pretty happy with it. And yeah, so I did mention we're going to do some detailing on this. That's kind of a lie. I didn't do much detailing. Forge actually came in and did a whole lot of detailing on this. And it looks really, really good. Probably better than anything I could do in this style of detailing. And I mean, this cabin here, I like how cozy it feels. Very nice to have some barrels on the edges there. Anvils, definitely a necessity in a pirate's captain cabin, and a cartography table. But there's no polar bear, so I really don't know how I feel about it. And there we go. The ship is mostly complete. There's still some detailing to do, but I think it looks absolutely amazing. Not quite as good as this ship, which I really, really like how this ship looks and the detailing that Luke did. And yeah, no, it's pretty good. But anyhow, let's move on to the next part of this episode. So I didn't really plan on recording any updates, but oh shoot, that was entirely unintentional. Anyhow, I went back through the piston bolt since homes are currently disabled and got back to my base and started grabbing my stuff from a chest. First thing I picked up was the porter rift. And yeah, good thing I survived that fall. Well, that's kind of fascinating. Apparently if you rift out of something before closing a chest, the chest just remains open. So remember when I built that helicopter there? Apparently we have to have a hot air balloon that is taller than the helicopter. Yeah, not really a big fan of this. So we're going to go ahead and move this helicopter up to build height, and so that it is technically a house, we're going to have a house suspended below the helicopter. So let's get to it. And just like we did for building it, we're going to start with some scaffolding. It's really an interesting block. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It does have advantages, but you can't really build out to the side, and I don't know if you can build down. I'll have to check that, but a block you can build down underneath yourself in Minecraft would be incredibly, incredibly useful. And yeah, once again, really not too sure about scaffolding, but that's not what this is about. So to start with here, I decided that instead of disassembling everything and having a helicopter that'll probably look like an airplane once reassembled, we're going to go ahead and take every piece down and then build it up above, then go down, grab something else, move up and do it again. And it turned out to be a really long, time-intensive project. How much time do you think I spent on this? Yep, if you guessed about 3-ish hours, yeah, you'd be right. Very well spent 3 hours, I assure you. I have to have the tallest house, but yeah, it was much, 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 much longer to move this than it was to actually build it the first time. So looking back on it, maybe I should have just built myself another helicopter, but I mean, overall, I personally think it's time well spent because I do not like losing competitions and will go out of my way to win them. But anyhow, with that taken care of, let's go ahead and finish this up. Ah yes, the highest house on Sahara Street. And some might disagree and say this isn't a house. Well, here's what I have to say about that. You're right, it isn't a house, which is why we are going to build a house suspended from the bottom of this helicopter. And there we go. One helicopter lifted up, and this time it's carrying a house. So not only do I have the tallest vehicle slash base slash something in this area, I also have the tallest house. Winning by a technicality. I love it, but anyway, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.